Welcome to another episode of Movies to Lose Friends By. We've got Shiney FX joining us, and we're going to see if he's still going to want to talk to us after we force him to watch some of these really, really terrible movies. So let's bring in my co-host and the guy that just hit 1,000 subscribers, Latino Slant. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, motherfucker? Oh man, you know what? Shiney, you could tell if Shiney's already pissed at us in our little pre-show talk.
I know. Yeah, I think one of the first things he said to me is like, "You guys showed me some of the weirdest movies I have ever watched." I'm like, "Yep."
Oh my god. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, first off, congratulations
you.
on hitting that 1,000 subscriber mark. How close are you on your watch hours? Do you have to get anything more? Or are you good on that?
No, like 400 more.
400 more.
But it's like going really fast.
Okay.
So like, that'll happen in a matter of days at the rate we're going.
Okay.
And thank you, man, and thank you for being so supportive and awesome.
Oh, absolutely. I love talking movies with you, even when they're just horrible.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna wait.
Yes. I'm just gonna say for anyone that comes in late after the show, go watch a couple of his things and get him to that mark just a little sooner, because he deserves it.
And actually, we have a show right after this. We're gonna live stream with Mexican Iron Man on my channel right after this, so we can get those hours up.
Oh, okay. Well, that will definitely help.
Yeah.
And
but we got bad movies to talk about.
Yes. So let us bring in our special guest this week, Shiney FX. Thank you for joining.
For a start, you've spelled my name wrong in the title.
What? I did? Oh my god! Seriously?
It's Shiney with an E.
Oh,
wait a minute. And the oops. That's all. That's all that Yeti, man.
Yeah, that's my bad. Whew. Yeah, let's.
He's already pissed at us.
Secondly,
he's already
films.
Oh my god!
Why?
I know. Well, everybody can hate on me for doing that. Let's see if I can.
I love
fix
this show.
that. Yeah, there we go. Shiny, right there. Okay, fixed.
Yeah.
Oh,
the best.
Okay, so aside from hating me for spelling your name wrong, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, other than I watched these two terrible movies. You may have heard of them. To talk about today,
Deadly Illusions and Alone. Oh,
I think I had to take a break, multiple breaks watching them actually.
I'm not surprised to hear that, because that does tend to happen, especially with these movies. Oh, and girlfriends tend to hate us a lot afterwards, and boyfriends, because we've had a couple ladies on the show too. They can't stand watching these things throughout the week. Oh God.
Well, here's the thing with both cases, with both movies. My girlfriend, we watched both movies together because she's a huge, horror thriller fan, and yeah,
it did not pay off.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, what you want to just get into the first one?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say hi to the chat first. Just
for sure. I'll pull it up.
Okay. Yeah, we've got Jedi 6. Thank you for coming. Moyer Kitty, Brett Learn Month, and Jim M. and Latino Slant in there. Thank you for coming by. If you want to show some support for the chat, we've got the Stream Elements tip link at the top. You click that, and it basically works the exact same thing as a super chat, and it keeps the lights on over here. And with that, let's talk about some of these just terrible movies that we had to watch.
Yeah, let's share the screen. Is that cool?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Let's go to the 2020 Alone. And so I found this by accident. Okay, because we were trying to we were trying to find there's this other movie that's actually quite heralded, called Alone, and it came out the same year, and it's actually we haven't finished watching it. It's actually really good.
I watched that one.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah. Okay, so when I went to find it, somebody did a screw up and put the wrong poster on the good Alone. And so I got 20 minutes into it, like, okay, this isn't bad. Like, what's going on here? I skipped ahead to the credits, like, oh, this is not the right one. But I didn't want to stop because it drew me in so much. Like,
yeah, and that guy, I mean, just to go on that really quick, and that the villain in that Alone, the bad guy, he's great. He was really good. That creepy guy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. That is not fantastic. This movie. That is not. But we thought we were watching that one, and then it was like a train wreck. We literally, that's when I said, "Hey, I got a movie for us."
Yes.
So I mean, even this is not the correct. They're even confused here in the fucking IMDb. Okay, this is the wrong description. Follows a writer seeking peace and solitude in the countryside to recover from tragedy and finish her book. That's the other Alone.
No, that's still with this girl too.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh,
this is what happens in this film.
Oh, God.
And then she turns into a psycho murderer.
Okay, I forgot about her because I was so transfixed.
Did you also watch the wrong film? Oh, did I watch the wrong film?
No, you're absolutely right. That's why they're both so confusing, because they start off with the same description.
Yeah, there's a very similar premise to both. Okay. And it just screws with you when you're trying to figure out which one you're going to watch. But this is the right one.
This is the right one. And
I'm
this
still
is
confused why she turned into a psycho murderer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we set up the movie so people can kind of follow along with us? Because there is a lot going on here, and most of it doesn't make sense. And I did figure out why she went psycho. At least I think I did.
Okay.
But to give you the premise,
yep.
There's this writer, the girl that you see on the screen there. I know she had a traumatic experience, and her psychologist was going to go on vacation. So he told her that she should, try to do something for herself. And she's, kind of weirded out, uncomfortable with that idea that he won't be there to treat her. And it's only a week or two. Ultimately, he's going to go on vacation. So she goes to this mountain cabin, and she's, a little retreat to kind of work on her book to get through this trauma that she's felt.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the setup. And then along the way, there's a second group of girls and guys that show up. And this is the part where the editing is some of the worst ever.
She's the worst fucking actor doing a blind.
Yes.
So the way the film is doing it introduces like the end first. So the end is like
right. The cops coming in.
Okay, so the cops coming. There's a guy, like, he's had his hands up. There's a woman crying about her baby, and then we find out that this lady has lost her child. So then it's trying to set up that, what you really think is that this lady here is there was the young woman you saw, and it's like, no, that's not it
right.
I don't like it when films like fuck with their time and go backwards and forwards, acting like it's another thing. Oh, but then there's a twist. Oh no, this is all happening like on the same day. It's pretty just stupid.
Well, everyone thinks they're Tarantino with their timelines, and it's like, like it even got tired with Tarantino.
While The Witcher was like a lot easier to follow, it was just incredibly unnecessary.
It was so unnecessary. The same thing goes in this film here, because it really did set up a different expectation. Because I honestly thought that was her past, and then they jump right to the same girl, and like, oh no, that's And I thought that was the future, but that's not the case in this. That's a completely different girl.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think they're trying to be clever, but the way that editing is done is so, I don't know, asinine that it fails on every single possible level you could imagine. They end up editing it so you watch the film essentially twice, especially the middle section. They go over it and show.
They go over the exact same events, but like, but it's from the list lady perspective again, and it's trying to piece it all together for you because you wouldn't be able to piece it together yourself of what's actually happening because it's just so confusing.
Yes.
So, okay, so I guess it's there's. Okay, so then these group of teenagers show up, right? And I guess the story is, by the end of it.
Keep in mind, this almost treats it like a flashback of what's happening. So we don't know that the teenagers turn up. It just seemed like, some traumatic event happened at this house to this lady. And then all of a sudden it was with a young blonde lass and then another girl and two lads and all the teen drama that we fucking go with those.
No, you're totally right. It's like a completely different movie. It's like okay, what did I just see with that blind novelist? And then because at the end of her first part, she, some guy takes her, right? Am I like that whole thing?
Yes.
Like she gets,
yeah. But it's almost set up like she's like crazy,
it's supernatural, but it's not.
It's not. It turns out, the guy takes her, and there's a scene, throws her over the shoulder, and then brings her down, I think, to the basement or under the house. And then right there, it flips to the young kids who show up.
Now their parents own the cabin, right? Like this is their family. I believe that is what was going on.
Right. They actually own the cabin. It's not set up at all properly.
And then who's the guy because obviously he's acting like he owns the place.
Well, that's the brother that shows up. And he keeps on trying to get into this chick's pants.
Well, no, I'm talking about the older guy who was.
That's the dad.
Oh, that's the dad. Okay,
that's so the dad.
Dad was trying to rape this woman.
The dad takes advantage of the blind chick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Starts messing with her.
Right.
And then she kicks him into the electrics, and then that's how he dies.
Yeah, which is shown. That part is shown, I don't know, in basically the third act. And so you have no idea what's going on because they hide that portion and then show these teens and then the teens start dying.
Right.
But sorry, go ahead and finish what you were saying, Shiney.
No, I think I'm finished already. So,
okay. sorry, man.
The film itself is all over the place.
It's such a nightmare of a bad film. Now I'm trying to remember how each one. Okay, so basically, the blind chick becomes the killer, right? And she starts taking one of them, starts taking them down each one. So whatever, right?
Well, first, because I don't even know what the fuck was happening with the teens. I couldn't tell them apart. There was the blonde one,
right?
The brunette one. There was two guys, and then two other guys came. I couldn't tell if they were
two other guys that show up.
And
initially,
then one of them gets
like
hit over with a chair, and then the other guy stumbles across him, and then he's dead. It turns out the blind lady killed him. Because of that, he rushes outside. His drunk friend and one of the ladies tells him to get in the car. The other one goes downstairs to get the other person, sees the body. They grab the knife, go upstairs, and then the girl tries to jump him. It's like as a surprise, but he's holding the knife, and I think he's had a few drinks, and he
whips around and slits her throat. Right,
and then he's so shocked at what he's doing, he basically goes outside. Really, it's a lot worse executed than the way I'm describing it.
It
he
is.
goes to the balcony, next thing we know, he's thrown off the balcony, and then
Right.
it cuts to, oh, he didn't throw himself off. It was the woman. And then I think it's implied that I can't tell. Just one of the guys killed the other guys, thinking that they killed the.
Well, there was a
person.
fight.
There was a fight. Yeah.
There was a
there
fight.
was a
but I
fight.
don't think they did. He kill him with his hands
you know,
or something, or did he just knock him out?
Well, who did he fight? Did he fight? Oh, God, I can't
No, he
remember.
must have been
the
knocked
issue.
out because I think he is he the guy that comes back and then saves the blonde chick from the?
No,
blind
that's
lady?
that's like the jock boyfriend that shows up later.
I can't tell any of these people apart. I'm
That's
No,
the
it
thing.
is.
Again.
It's very hard.
Now, I do want to say that the one kind of weird, kind of like fun movie fact is this guy, right? To me, that's the only thing that's like I will take away from this guy.
Yeah. Young Nicholas
Well,
Cage.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like, God, who is this guy? He's like overacting. He's such a weirdo.
He looks
And
like
I'm like,
Nicolas Cage as well.
He looks like fucking Nicolas Cage, right? So then I look it up, and he's a Coppola, and he's Nicolas Cage's nephew.
Oh,
That
he is
explains a
actually a
lot.
Cage.
yes.
Oh my
No,
God.
he is actually a Coppola. Well, Cage is a Coppola. He just
Okay.
Cage is.
Cage is like he changed his name or something.
Okay,
Well,
Nick
that's a
Cage
good-
changed his
Nick
name in the
Coppola.
'80s, so because he didn't want to assume that he was going to be Coppola, but then again Coppola puts him in all his fucking movies, so there you go.
I don't know. Nicolas Cage is a badass name, so I think he did well there.
Yeah,
But this explains a lot because the first thing I said when I saw him, like, oh,
Yeah.
that's young Nicolas Cage.
yeah. I mean, he's Nicolas Cage, channeling Arizona, raising Arizona, because he's so over the top and weird in this movie. And I was just like, "Fuck, this guy it's like a doppelganger. It's like almost like a de-aged Nicolas Cage."
Yeah, it really does seem that way.
Yeah.
But one of the major issues with this thing is,
Mhm.
like they all said, there's two guys that the girls show up with. So they're driving in their car, they show up. It seems like they're a group that's dating, but that's not the
they seem like
case.
couples, but then the way they argue, like specifically, like they say, "Oh, stop hitting on me! Oh my God, why are you gonna
Yeah.
do this all the time?" So it's like, okay, so like they're just friends. Why are they acting like they? Okay,
And then out of nowhere, there's no setup. You just see these two other guys just arrive, and
Yeah.
one is the ex-boyfriend of the brunette, and the other is dating the blonde.
Mhm.
And then they kind of hook up and stuff, and there's
Right, they get it
jealousy
on.
and fighting,
Right.
and all of this is being shown before the first third. And as soon as the final act is starting, it goes right back to the beginning and shows you all of it over again.
Not that we needed to see it again.
No.
So Bailey
You've
is
shortened this
part of the
film down
famous.
to like 10 minutes with the recap.
Yeah, it says here Bailey's a part of the Coppola family. His great uncle's Francis Ford. His uncle is Nicolas Cage, and Sophia and Schwartzman are first cousins. So there you go. There you go. We're, debuting with a bang in Alone.
He's following the later half of Nicolas Cage's career and not the beginning. He needs to change that.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe he'll get better because but Nick, it's hopefully Nick will make a comeback with. There's a couple of I heard that what is it? Wonderland's pretty good.
I really enjoyed that. Yeah, that was one. So that's a movie that knows what it's doing. It's cheesy. It knows it's cheesy, but it's making it fun. And I won't go into too many details on that because I would recommend that. Anyway, so
yeah.
So-
I apologize, guys, but I saw it by accident, and I was like, "Wow, this is that's why we have this show, movies to lose your friends by."
Oh, okay. And what happens after you see all the teens start dying? You never see how they die, and it flips right back to the beginning with the girl. It goes to the girl being assaulted. She gets brought down and then kicks the guy that was assaulting her into this metal panel. Now she's blind, wakes up, and she thinks all the people in the house are her assaulters. So she starts killing anyone.
I think she just starts going crazy.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all.
I don't think she thinks they're all the assaulters. I think she's just going nuts.
Well, she was already really unhinged, right? When she got there.
She starts hearing all the tapes and such.
Yeah, I mean, the guy just and like, you know, at first it was kind of cool because it was like the knife was misplaced. You were like, is this supernatural? Like, it was like, you know, okay, and then what's
happening with the tapes with her? So like, was the dad guy just fucking about with her? It's like, I'm gonna turn on the alarm. I'm gonna put when she comes in to turn it off, I'm gonna put a tape here and we're gonna put it on. It's like, okay, wait, did he do that?
Yeah, he did all that. He was a total sicko.
Just to fuck with her, it's like, I'm gonna make her freak out. She thinks he's going fucking crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, he was pretty sick. I'm trying to remember if there was any connection to him doing that to the kids, if that was in the storyline.
No, because he was dead by then.
He was in the past when they were young.
Set up that the lights are not working, and the reason why the lights aren't working is because their dad got electrocuted. I think they went down into the basement to try the fuses.
Right.
They didn't see the people down there, the dead body and the lady. Did they not notice those?
They did notice the one dead body, the one guy, and that started the whole freak out thing.
I thought it wasn't until like much later. They find the body. You know,
it really is a blur because I've seen it like maybe over a week ago. It seems like forever, so it's like
I just watched it a few hours. And
that's probably why you're more on top of it.
And there's one thing that you just said that I think this is why it's so confusing. You said, well, wasn't he screwing with them when they were younger? But none of that. There was no past stuff. This was everything was happening simultaneously together in one time period.
Well, not simultaneously, but it was actually no. It was after you jump. Go from the end. You jump to the beginning, and it is almost all chronological because other than the flashbacks and forwards.
Yeah, it is so you might be able to pull something together if you edit it differently, but the way that it is set up it screws with the way that you're trying to it screws with your understanding.
It's far too confusing. It makes it very difficult to understand what the hell's happening. It's unnecessarily confusing, and I think they're trying to do it then try and catch you off guard. It's kind of like the Last Jedi thing. It's like, see, you weren't expecting this twist, right? It's like, I wasn't, but it's like your purpose. It still doesn't make any sense. I don't think. I don't know what's happening.
You had to get the Last Jedi in here.
Everything's like the Last Jedi.
Everything is the Last Jedi.
Yeah, and then the ending. You know, we already saw what the ending was.
It was trying to be like the Joker. It's like, did this happen? Did this not happen? It was a fictional.
Well, they go after the guy that ran out. So he runs out and bumps the girl that was trying to kill the brunette here. So the old lady who's blind was chasing down this brunette who's trying to get away. And then I don't know which guy survived because it's so hard to tell.
The last was the boyfriend, right? That showed up.
Okay, so it was the boyfriend. Yeah, runs out and he hits the girl. She goes flying into a rock, and then the police arrive and they think he's the killer. Right. And he's like, "You got the wrong guy." And and the girl's crying. Nobody ever corrects, what's going on. They're just start arresting him and leave everyone else alone. Oh, okay. And then there's a scene right after that where it goes to the therapist's office.
And that's what I'm talking about with the whole Joker thing.
Well, at first I thought he was like her literary agent. I couldn't figure out like who was he. It was so like because he kept talking about her book, and I was just like, God, it's bad.
Oh.
bad.
Yeah, well, the way like she describes it, it's like what character like better, the rapist, the jock, the pushover, like so it's describing all the that are here. So it's trying to go for, or was it real? Was it not real? Oh, you don't know.
Yeah, I actually completely forgot about that until it just flipped again. Like, oh, that makes it even worse because we don't know what was supposed to be, what actually happened, and what she was responsible for. I think she was crazy and did like kill people.
Yeah,
I think.
Well, because also too, it was just written so bad. There's hard, like the dialogue and then the directing, everything was so cheap and lame and weird and stupid. Basically, that's it. Cheap, lame, weird, stupid.
I think that's a pretty good way to sum that one up. No, Jesse Miller. No, High Tension is a masterpiece compared to this thing.
I mean, we recently saw The First Wrong Turn with Elijah Dushku and Jeremy Sisto. From like it's almost 20 years ago, and that had a lot of stupid elements, but at least it was kind of like shot well and it had a pace. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you have any kind of final thoughts or things that you just want to dig into further with this movie, Shiney?
It was shit.
That is the UK edition of Movie to Lose Your Friends by.
Oh, yeah, it absolutely is. This I honestly couldn't believe how bad it was when you recommended it, and as I got in, sometimes there's factors that kind of redeem it a little bit, but this one, no, everything that was done was bad. Writing, dialogue, directing, editing. The acting. God, the acting was so bad.
The acting was just beyond, like, even with the chick by herself, because the first part of the movie she's just by herself and walking around the house. She's just so bad. I was like, all right, come on, something happened, and then boy, shit happened, and that was even worse. That they brought in other characters.
And we just got in a tip from Marcos A. He says, just showing my support. Much respect to you all, YetiCast Polly and Shiny FX. Thank you very much, Marcus. We really appreciate it. Keeps everything going on. And it also forces us to watch more and more bad movies for you guys so you don't have to.
That's badass. Thanks for the tip. Yeti needs to keep his cave warm.
And just for that, you get this specialty. I love that thing.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Oh, okay. So why don't we move on to our next movie? Because I think we're kind of done with this abomination. And the next one is called Deadly Illusions. Here, and I can pull this up.
The other one.
Say that again.
Sorry?
It was bizarre and insane, but it was still better than was it Alone?
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that. And one of the things, I don't know how you guys felt, but initially I actually started to really get into this one. Because I saw kind of what they're doing. They were subverting some tropes. They're turning it on its head. And
so the film starts out is like apparently they set up this lady as an author in a very like exposition way. It's like, you're a best-selling author. It's like, okay, could you not maybe show, not tell, please? Show in a different way that this lady is supposed to be a best-selling author.
Well, they did, right? The opening shot. opening shot.
When like she picks up the book, so the babysitter picks up the book and says, "Oh, you're a best-selling author." It's like, okay, yeah, you just do it in the exact same way.
Yeah.
A new character comes in, and then you introduce it as a best-selling author, rather than just someone saying, "You're a best-selling author. You made sultry books because you couldn't do it, and then you forgot who put you there." It's like, that's very ham-fisted.
So the story, guys, is that Kristen Davis, who I have to say still looks hot, aging gracefully.
Oh yes, yeah.
What a gorgeous lady! Just a lame ass role, and it got worse in the. So she's a successful author, and she doesn't want to write anymore, I guess. But they want her to do a deal.
They set up that she goes crazy or something, or she becomes a different person when she writes.
Right. But for $2 million, she's gonna write a new book.
Because her husband got them into a financial situation.
Right, Dermot Mulroney, how do you not say his last name? He's the husband. They got a really nice house, like very they're very successful, the whole deal. So she's like, oh, I don't want to go to my dark place, and that's so stupid. So the fact that it's like number 2 or number 3 on Netflix right now goes to show you it ain't shit on Netflix.
Okay, so I thought the idea sounded good. That's the thing, and I didn't know anything about it when I went in. So thank you guys for setting that up, because I was just jumping into this thing.
Well, again, we have a female novelist. It's like,
yes,
all 3 movies.
Oh yes, that's very, very true.
Right?
Yeah, we've got another female novelist.
So she vets she vets all these babysitters through a babysitting nanny program, which was kind of weird. It was like like kids aquarium. It's like leave your kids here. You can see through all these high security glass walls. That was kind of a window walls.
It's very creepy.
Yeah.
Environment.
Yeah, but that was like, okay, they're gonna go somewhere with that, because that's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
They went nowhere with this movie. They went beyond stupid with this movie.
So from the trailer, I actually with the description, so it says that novelist something is like they hire a babysitter, and then the lines between fiction and reality become blurred. So it's like, okay, so it on the trailer it shows the husband and the babysitter. So it's like, okay, so the husband's the writer and he's having weird sexual fantasies about the babysitter. Okay, I guess this is all right. I suppose it's got potential, and then all of a sudden it's something completely different that I wasn't expecting at all. And they set up that she's going crazy. That says, I came straight back to bed. It's like, oh no, you were gone for 3 hours. It's like,
yeah, you went and killed people.
They don't explain that. Like they don't explain that why she was going crazy.
There's so many things that they don't explain. Like there's, it's amazing how it fell apart.
Why did
it fell apart so fast?
The babysitter is a psychopath, and we don't know if like the sexual things that were happening, if they were real or not, because they don't bring that up at all.
Well, let me give you, for anyone who hasn't seen it, let me give you an example of like the stupid writing in this movie. So they show later on, and this is spoilers, guys. Sorry. That she was working at a fitness club, this character. And she overheard Kristen Davis and her best friend talking about how you need to get a nanny. And so what she did was that she took a picture really quick of the nanny services business card that happened to be left there on the bench. Oh, she took it real quick, right? Then she went to the nanny services. Then she went to then she somehow was able to, get Kristen Davis's address, going behind the desk and all that stuff.
Happened to be there at the exact same day. And then for some reason, the note was on the desk of who this lady's address was.
But Shiney, she worked at the fucking fitness club. She could have just looked her up on the fitness club.
That actually would have made more sense of how she got their place.
That's what I'm saying, and I said that when I watched. I'm like, this is so stupid.
And all of that is in the third act, and it's done through this very fast montage where they're kind of like, oh, if you're stupid, this is what actually happened.
And then they killed him. Of course, they killed the best the black friend, the best black friend, right? Whose name Elaine. No black woman is named Elaine. I'm sorry. Me and my girlfriend was like, Elaine, what the fuck? And then she gets it in the neck. And was like, what?
But I still don't get what the whole sex thing was. Like,
it was so weird.
Okay,
I understand. Like, okay, sexual fantasies, sure, but then it's like no, but it's reality. Why does she have this weird sex thing going on if she's the psychopath killer?
Yeah,
and she's got 2 personalities.
Okay, so this is where I was going to tell you guys. I kind of there was something about it that I was starting to dig. You know, a little piece I enjoyed, and it was turning the tropes on its head. You know, because usually when there's a babysitter, it'll be the guy is all enticed and, you know, starting to have an affair, but that's not the case. The wife,
they still did that. In fact, I don't think they even explain if what
they totally brushed over really quick,
real or not, as she started seeing the babysitters.
They did that halfway through. But the first part is kind of the wife and writer going into it, and she sees this, you know, young hot girl, and she starts having all these fantasies. And
first she's buying her lingerie, then they're like trying on bras, and you know, grabbing each other's titties. You're just like, what the hell's going on?
And then you get little bits like, okay, who is seducing who? So I thought that was kind of good.
It's like the wife, and then it's the babysitter, and then it's the wait, what?
Yeah. Like those parts I thought was setting something up that would end up being, you know, kind of good. That there was something going on they had planned. Although that turns out to be completely wrong. And personally, I thought as soon as she had that freak out at the dinner table, everything changed. And,
right in front of the kids, you fucked my husband right there.
And it was some of the worst acting.
It was just oral.
Oh, good. Yeah, go ahead, Shiny.
I'll leave it there.
Well, you know, and again, going back to where they're initially kind of getting to know each other, she hires her, and she seems like, you know, like a great nanny, kind of, you know, and then the whole young thing, you know, my girlfriend, you know, Romy, we saw it together, and she's like, these women have no chemistry with each other. You know, like I don't even see the attraction. And us guys will like, oh, it's 2 girls. Oh, but you know, it was interesting because Romy's so into thrillers. She was like excited to see this with me, you know, and she's like, there's absolutely they have no chemistry, you know. And of course, the lead actress, the crazy one, you know, her acting is kind of all over the place.
It is. And so originally I thought it was kind of good because it was subdued, and you know, I thought she was trying to play that, you know, she's innocent, but she's really not innocent. And
sorry,
you know, they play it out. And I thought there was some good back and forth going on there. And then I realized, like, no, that was all just a fluke, a mistake. And I totally misread that entire sequence.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It retroactively makes the rest of the movie worse just because of what comes at that third act. And before we jump into that, let's just say hi to the chat because, you know,
it's been a while.
Yeah, and they're here to support us, and we love that you guys are coming in to watch. So we've got Matt Vader jumping in, Jesse Miller at the Crow's Nest, Jedi 6, Pop Culture Minefield. They can go screw themselves. No, we love them. T-shirt historian, Marcus A.
T-shirt I like T-shirt historian.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
you're
really-
just biased.
Why you say that?
Oh, okay, because he's also Latino.
Oh man, what the fuck's wrong with you, man? No, because no, I actually like him because he's nice.
Yeah, he is nice. Yeah, he knows a ton about history. It's if you like
Yeah.
history, you can get into a long conversation with him.
So
And we've
yeah.
also got Off-World Adam, Brett Learmonth or Learmonth. That I just butcher names left and right.
Yeah.
Parrot Head and Storyman Jack. Thank you all for coming in here. And if you want to show support, we got a tip thing at the tip link for Stream Elements at the top. You send that in, and it keeps on the lights. Yeah.
Get Jesse Miller and was it Real Wade Nation?
Oh, I missed that. Sorry. Yeah, we've got Real Wade Nation in here.
Oh,
too.
Real Wade Nation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
And we appreciate all you guys coming in and watching.
Shit. Shellback's here.
Oh. And we got Shellback. Oh, turtles are great. Yeah, Ninja Turtles are awesome. Okay. So now back to this whole third act that there was.
Yeah.
Because
well,
I don't go ahead.
So I guess she gets the rap for murder, but right? Like they're like she's under suspicion at the police department for killing her best friend, in the neck, which is anyways. Somehow she gets out of the police department and she takes off, and she hunts down where what's her name? What's the character's name? The babysitter.
Okay, here.
Don't even remember.
Doesn't matter. The babysitter's name. She tracks down where she's originally from. Grace.
Yes.
So she goes to Grace's house, and we meet this older butch woman who I guess is an aunt,
and she's got like split personality disorder similar to this girl.
Please.
No,
Yeah. See, Kristen looks hot still, man. That's like the only good part.
Yeah.
Good looking lady, older lady. So this actor, this character of the aunt, she literally is like at one point talking to Kristen, like, hey, yeah, she's, went to San Francisco to get a newfangled job. I can't stand there. Get there the fuck out. So how you doing?
Yeah.
It was like it was a bad theater skit. It was like a bad theater. It's like an exercise you do. Play a split personality, and the other person is interviewing you. And go.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's when I really saw the movie was falling apart.
Yeah.
And I was kind of projecting my own thoughts of what was going on, and it was the movie was way worse than what I thought was actually happening. So I set up my own story to it, and that's not the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that babysitter Grace is shown to have this split personality, and the real twist at the end is the wife was actually the one going out to kill to make a better book. And she went out and got someone that was, screwed up, had that split personality to blame her crimes on, which is a good idea, but the execution and the way that they show it makes no sense because none of the things line up at all. I don't know if you guys caught that part.
I didn't. I don't know what's happening. I just thought, okay, so she tried to kill them, and then she's like visiting her in the hospital or something.
Correct. So there's a pivotal scene in the movie where Grace, and apparently she's related to Kelsey Grammer, Cavataneo Che tells us, which I'm like, that kind of blows my mind. There's a pivotal scene in the shower where somehow Grace overtakes Dermot Mulroney with a knife, and like stomach stabs, and then it's so weird and dumb. It's either it's not like really bad, like attacking choreography, whatever.
Yes.
It's not even fight choreography. It's like bad attacking choreography, because it's like, why didn't Dare when he's holding, because she like goes like this with the knife, right? And he grabs her. He's got a free hand. Deck this shit out of her, and the end of the movie.
And somehow she manages to get the leverage to stab him over and over and over again.
Right.
And he's still alive.
And he's
somehow
still alive.
after bleeding for fuck knows how long.
Yeah. That was something I was like, tackle her. She just swiped at you. You got a nice and you swiped. I am charging, because that's a situation you don't want to be in. So end that, because if she's going to stab you, well, you might as well get hit taking her down and protecting yourself. But nope, he just takes it. He just takes it, then lies on the ground.
Right. And he's like, you stabbed me, bitch. It's sort of like that. And then, I can't even remember how, like, they subdue her. Doesn't matter. Everyone lives. What was it? 6 months later, a year later, some fucking stupid timeline. Kristen Davis goes to the loony bin to visit this chick, and she's in her room, and she's like a little girl. She basically is reverted to being a little girl, and she's got her little playthings, and then they start playing Crazy Eights, the card game. Crazy.
She reverts to being someone who is ridiculously young for what happened previously in the show, because none of that was ever there. So it seems like a totally new personality at this point, when it was just supposed to be 2.
Right. And then there's a backstory, I guess, where she was kind of like like kept in a room as a little kid, right? They were barricaded, like they were like abused and tortured.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what was happening when the wife was trying to look up Grace.
Right.
But this is the thing that comes at the very end, and it's supposed to be kind of that twist. She walks out wearing the same outfit that they showed when her best friend was killed. So
goes back to the title, Deadly Illusions.
Yeah.
Was it Kristen Davis or was it Grace going out? Because she was wrapped up.
Yeah. So it's what I got was it was the writer who had no ideas and for some reason murdered her best friend. And you see them talking, in half the scenes, they're really good and they work out together, have dinners and all this. And she's the first person that gets killed for some reason. I don't know what that reason was. I don't know if you picked up on that, Shiney.
No, I thought it was the babysitter that killed her.
Okay. You thought she escaped?
No, because they... What? I'm still confused.
Okay.
The babysitter was the babysitter in the place the whole time?
Oh, no, okay. So the babysitter wasn't in the place, but that end scene when she walks out wearing the same outfit, that's the writer. That's the wife.
Okay, so the wife,
the novelist is stealing the clothes and basically leaving with her clothes on or something.
Is that what you got?
That's what I was interpreting.
Here's what I got. The movie fucking ended. Because I was like, "Is this?" Go ahead.
So yeah, no, go ahead.
No, it was just a stupid ass movie. It was like a bad Hallmark Channel movie, with a little bit of skin,
Okay, well, I know they were trying to show the exact same outfit that was seen in the video before the best friend got killed. So basically that sets up that she was an unreliable narrator as soon as she started her book, which is why there was that whole scene that said she gets a little crazy and goes to a dark place when she starts to write. So all that stuff you saw about the babysitter was basically what I thought was fake. and she used the girl's own backstory against her to show that she went insane and killed everyone because she had a split personality. So that's how she was kind of putting all the blame on the young girl so she could get away with murder to write a best-selling book. Does that make sense?
I still don't get it.
Yeah, it's the wife did it all along. The wife did it all along, and she was an unreliable narrator that we didn't see the truth for most of the movie.
It's just an awful.
Why did the babysitter become a psycho?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So that part didn't happen. Like,
what do you mean didn't happen?
Oh my God.
Of course it happened.
That?
It's too,
okay. This makes it even worse because
that's what I'm saying. It's not a good Hallmark film.
The film shows us the babysitter going crazy and stabbing the husband.
The husband, and and then her talking out of her mouth like I'm another person.
Did the husband die or not?
But I like her. Man, I'm another person.
He nearly died. He was stabbed.
No, he's alive. Remember they're playing soccer at the end in the sunlight?
Okay, they are. Okay. So then, the babysitter has to be stabbing him.
Yeah.
Which then really just throws out the way I was trying to salvage that one scene and to make it into a better story. And now I'm back to being lost.
No, you're back to being fucking normal because it's a mess of a movie. That's the whole point, is that like, you have some like what Shiney's saying, like there's actually like some interesting ideas here. But to me, it's like really simple, right? You make one or the other crazy, and you that's where you get your twists. It was like almost two, and then she kept smoking a fucking cigar throughout the movie, and she didn't even look like she knew how to smoke a cigar. She smoked like a cigarette. I don't think she. Yeah, that was annoying. I hate that when actors cannot execute something like smoke a cigarette, or flip a tire. What's that?
There's one thing which really aggravated me about watching Peter Capaldi's Doctor Who is like they brought in the electric guitar. And every time he played it, it was very obvious that he wasn't playing the guitar. He was just...
Yeah. Right. I mean, that, if anything, like don't show the finger work, But here, there's so many long shots of her like this.
Yes.
I'm like, it's a fucking cigar. Are you getting, she must have got when you smoke a cigar like that, you get sick.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure this movie was originally written to be a man playing that character, and it got changed before it got greenlit. Oh, why don't we make this a girl? And that's where I thought some of the cleverness came in, but then I realized it's just garbage.
Well, Matt Vader says cigars are more phallic. I mean, there was a lot of great devices there, but it was all for show. It was all like very flat and stupid. It's just stupid.
And just before we go on, Storyman Jack sent in a tip for $5. He says, This sounds a lot like a bad version of Dark Half by King. And there's a lot of those undertones there. Mm-hmm. And thank you for sending that in. We really appreciate it. It keeps the lights going on here. And for that, here's a clip.
Young people from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
So thank you for doing your part.
Yes, I'm doing my part.
Yeah, that I actually thought with the ending, I thought all that was fake, but the dad had to die. But then you just brought up he's playing soccer, so then it doesn't work. Everything that I was just thinking doesn't work. It doesn't save the movie at all.
Yeah.
I think another thing which I'm just came to the top of my head was how jarring it was. Like, okay, so out of nowhere, it just becomes a horror murder mystery. So, like, yeah, starts to become a murder mystery out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden it turns into like a horror. Okay, well, that's just like drastically different from anything the film was setting up or going for in terms of tone. It's like halfway through a film, you go from drama to comedy. It's like, wait, why are you suddenly just changing the genre almost entirely?
Yes. Yeah. I think you're definitely right on that, because it feels like someone else wrote and directed that last act, because it changes so drastically. You're like, okay, what's going on here?
It's like genre whiplash.
Yes.
Yeah. And the good thing the good thing going for this is that it's actually shot really nice. Like there's unlike the other film, like it's a good looking film and there's some cool shots, but that's it.
Yeah, they were, everything looked nice. I don't know what happened at that end though, because all the actors that are good at acting seem to just drop it. It was the lines were cheesy and delivered flat. Everything was so off.
And then Romy had asked me why would Kristen Davis do this? I'm like, it's a payday, man. Shit, she hasn't acted in years. When's the last time we talked about Kristen Davis? Shoot.
Got to have money.
Now, do you guys think this could have been salvaged?
Oh yeah,
probably. Yeah. You just remove the random horror elements, but then you have to try and do something. If you make it about the wife like losing her mind and going crazy as she writes and starts to lose grip on reality, that probably would have worked a lot better. I don't know how you do the ending though.
Yeah, I definitely thought I thought the idea was good. You had something in there with that general idea of, framing someone else.
I like the twist of, I actually thought it would have been really cool if the female author took on this affair, this muse, and then it's like a muse gone wild. That would have been great. That would have been great. Because you've seen that in the past with them on the male side, you know? So it's like almost a female basic instinct. Go all the way.
Yes.
Please. That would have been hot.
Twists. They could have done a twist of, she believed that she was having an affair with the babysitter, but then the babysitter actually doesn't even realize, it's like, wait, no, we're not having an affair. Kind of like what Joker did, where it's like, oh, you're not actually having a relationship. He doesn't actually have a girlfriend. And that's the kind of twist, is the Joker's been losing his mind this entire time.
But they did it much better.
Yes, the Joker obviously did everything much better than this.
Yeah. Yeah, if they set it up, it could have been saved. And and we have Tommy joining us.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
How you doing?
Okay, right on time, dude. What the fuck? It's been an hour. Hello, Tommy.
Oh.
What do you?
Oh, okay.
All right.
I don't know what's going on there.
No idea. But
oh, sorry, Paulie. Go ahead.
No. I'm gonna run. I'll put in the chat. Me and Mexican Iron Man are gonna hit a slant stream in 10 minutes. So
yeah, I was just gonna close this.
Yeah. Okay, I'll wait then. I'm sorry.
Because I think we basically got to the end. So the question we always ask our guests is, what movie would you watch again, and which movie would you use to lose a friend? And that question is to you, Shiney.
Which one? So I have to pick one. I can't just say.
You have to pick one to watch again and one to lose a friend by.
I can't just not watch neither again. That's not an option.
No, it's like to another friend. You don't have to watch these ever again.
I know, but I was still speaking metaphorically. I think Deadly Illusions I would watch again, and the other one, Alone, that's bad enough to lose a friend.
Yes. Okay, what about you, Polly?
No, isn't it? Is the rating is which one would you lose a friend and which one would you torture someone that they would have to watch, right?
No,
Right?
which one would you force yourself to watch again?
No, that's never been in the ratings.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, man. Are you sure?
Yes, yeah.
It's been so long. It's been so long. Obviously you want to lose a friend. I don't know. I would like to torture someone with. I think it's torture, and then there's lose a friend, bro. I'm gonna go with this. Look,
Okay.
I want to torture someone. I'm gonna make them watch fucking Alone. So that was just incredibly bad on the brain. I want to lose a friend. Watch Deadly Illusions. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I would rewatch Deadly Illusions, and to
Mhm.
lose a friend, it would be Alone, because that thing was bad on so many different levels.
Yeah.
But with that, okay, make sure that you check out Latino Slant stream coming up right after this. And is there anything you want to plug real quick, Shiny?
I guess I can plug my channel.
Yes.
My channel name is Shiny Effects. I do a lot of talking about media, and I specialize in visual effects. I have this very unique channel presentation. I get in a mocap suit, and I basically act as a clone as I talk about media. And
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's
So
very
cool,
good.
bro. Thanks for being here, man. Sorry
Yes.
for the torture.
I get used to it. I have to go on morning nonsense every weekday morning and have the worst news imaginable that I have to watch because of Lit Dev. The canonical reason is I'm trapped in his basement.
So if you are not subscribed to him, the links are in the chat and the description. So check him out. Check out Polly right after this. Thank you very much for coming, and let's end this whole travesty. Thank you for joining all of us. I love you guys.
Peace.
And we will see you next week.